Against? That's carried.
Thank you very
Kim,
much.
thank you. So now we move to item 9, the Waimāero Fendalton-Waimairi-Harewood Community Board, and Sam McDonald, Chair of the Board, to present the report to Council.
Cool.
Sam, good morning. Thank you.
All right, good morning. Thank you for the chance to present again. I've got Mary Ann with me from our governance team, which is always good. I think she's still revelling in the excitement of the cricket result last night, which is fantastic. Hey, look, I'll take the report as read. There's just a couple of things that are worth touching through if we can get... Oh, yeah, we've got the PowerPoint. The first is around the youth development. So it's just bringing to your attention the fact that we've been able to sort of distribute our YDF quite significantly across the community. And at the same time, we've had really good feedback from those who have been out to do it. They've come back into the board and presented, and it's been really nice to see their development, and they genuinely appreciated our support for it. Next up, I just wanted to touch on the Kapitoe dwelling and the cottage. So the repairs to these buildings are not far off being done. You may recall we came through with a decision sort of late last year around that, and we're getting an update from staff sort of in the near future, which will be quite useful as well. They're both heritage buildings, so it will be interesting to see sort of what we can do with that. And I guess, when we talk about heritage buildings, obviously the artisan residence is something at Mona Vale as well, which has been quite useful, and we had a good update from staff about that the other day. They've gone away to do a bit more work to come back with a bit of a long-term proposal on how that will play out. Next up, and you'll recall I continually bring in the Jelly Park Sport and Rec Centre and the earthquake repair project, and again it's just to highlight that that's essentially completed now, but it's been a really good process in terms of Nigel Cox and the team have really staggered the work to basically cause minimal disruption to people using it. So it's been a really good result, and would certainly encourage all of you, if you get the chance, to go and have a look through it if you haven't been already, because it looks really, really good. So Nigel and his team have done a wonderful job there. Another thing just worth touching on is the network of the Ilam Stream, and it's a really good example of the partnership between our council and community. So we've got a group of residents that sort of they live in the Waimāero ward, but they border Riccarton and Waimairi, and they've come together and said, how can we tidy up the stream and how can we help out? So they've been working with Mary Ann's team quite well, and we've got the Girl Guides coming in September, and they're going to do an element of cleaning up the stream, which is really good. One thing that's not on the PowerPoint but is in the reports is around the Harewood-Breens intersection, and we're really pleased that we're finally getting to hear the community in a formal way on that. So we're having an extraordinary meeting on the 17th of August, which will be really good, and I understand ITI have been invited if they wish to attend as well, and then we'll obviously watch that go through ITI and then to Council eventually. So look, I think, and probably the most important thing to touch on, and hopefully you've all read it in the report, is around our community board plan highlights and achievements. And Mary Ann has very diligently put this together, and not that we're competitive, but we think it's probably a really good model to show across the city. It really surmises quite effectively, I think, what we've achieved over the last 3 years, and would certainly encourage you to read it and maybe take it back to your wards. So Andrew, yeah, that's sort of everything from us today.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed. Are there any questions for Sam? All right, so is the remover for this report Aaron? Seconded. Dion? All those in favour say aye.